The school year has started at Holliston High School, and students are busy joining clubs. Today, we'll meet the DECA Club. DECA is a national business and leadership organization. We have with us Vedant Rajiv, Andrew Raffo, and Myra Vizirani. Thank you for taking time to talk about DECA with us.
Of course. This is ours.
So let's say that I'm a sophomore at Holliston High School, and I might want to join DECA. What would you like me to know?
So what we would like you to know is one of the main questions we get asked about DECA is the time commitment regarding it, because obviously some people play sports, some people are multi-season athletes, people work. So what we want to get across is the time commitment. Time commitment wise, it's not that big of a time commitment. People think that we meet every single week, it takes several hours out of your week, but in reality we generally meet once every 2 weeks to once a month, especially early on in the school year. So generally September we had 1 or 2 meetings, and the meetings go on during our designated study block, or in case we can't get that many members, we do it after school, and the meetings last about half an hour. So that's meeting wise. And then competition wise, we go, so districts is about a day. It's out of the school day. We arrive at school at about 7 o'clock, and we come back at about 2, so people can come back in time for the last part of the school day and for sports.
So you're gone all day, kind of, basically.
Pretty much, yes.
So Myra, what would you tell me about DECA if I wanted to join? What?
I think personally for DECA, it's been more than just a business club for me. I started DECA my freshman year when I knew that I wanted to pursue business as a major, and throughout that I slowly started changing, and I realized that I wanted to go into medical, but I still continue to do DECA because it's taught me more skills than just like business. It's taught me how to speak properly, it's taught me how to problem solve and think quickly on my feet. So I think there's definitely a lot more to learn about DECA than just like a business.
Rajiv, would you agree with that? What's your feelings on joining DECA?
Yeah, honestly, when I started sophomore year, I wasn't really planning on going into business or anything related to that at all. But when I joined, it was fun. It taught me a lot about business, but also just like skills I could use in any field that I decide to go to. And I think it's just a great experience, no matter what major you're trying to do. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
As you pointed out, Andrew, there's a lot of competition for students' time, and I just heard that you've doubled your membership this year. What do you attribute the growth of the club to?
I'd like to attribute it to the officers that stepped up this year and just word of mouth from previous members. Like Vedant and Myra said, that when they joined, it taught them skills that they, would need in life, even if they're not going to pursue business, and it's overall a great experience and just something good to have to help you find yourself as a person. And I feel like word of mouth channels have been very popular amongst the student body regarding DECA. We've heard lots of positive things about it.
That's great. What kinds of positive things? Myra, what have you said to your friends about it?
I think that people have just seen our past seasons in DECA and seen all of us members and us officers enjoy it truly. We actually study and we want to make it to states or ICDC because it just seems so fun, and at the same time you're learning, so it's a win-win. I think that's mainly what's drawn so many people towards DECA.
Rajiv, would you say the competition is an important part of what people like to do?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's a big part of the fun of it, because it's not like a normal club. You kind of just sit in the classroom and talk. You get to go places, present, you get to dress up to. A lot of people like doing that. And then after the competition, you're only doing your role play if you're doing that for around 30 minutes or so, and after that you get to just walk around, socialize, network, and eat food, of course. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So in your meetings, what do you do in your meetings? Are you planning, or are you doing projects? Tell me about your meetings.
So generally, officers-wise, so us officers, it's a majority of it planning in the beginning of the year. So we plan, community affairs, we plan mentor-mentee programs, And then when it involves newer members, you know, it's just information sessions. You know, information about payments, information about time commitment, information about events and what DECA is.
Do you so do you have a handbook? I mean, how do you learn the leadership and the skills that happen?
So the way I see it, when I first joined DECA my sophomore year, it wasn't like a handbook type of situation. It was like a hands-on, you learn leadership skills through this program, through this club.
So Myra, you're nodding. It's interactive?
Yes, for sure. I think that I didn't read anything my first year at DECA. I barely studied. It was kind of just like I was going with the flow, really. It's more of something like that. It's not something that you don't know what it is till you experience it, really. It's kind of like that.
That's great. That's really interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with what both of them said. You can't really like study for DECA like other clubs. Like you can't really prepare that. But just having basic skills, like being able to like speak to other people and like being confident in that, and also knowing a little bit about like your category, just like having a baseline of what you're interested in. You kind of just go from there. I mean, like when I joined, me and my partner, we had no idea what we're doing. And honestly, we went to that first role play, like we were just going there for fun. Honestly, we weren't expecting to go anywhere. And then we did good there, and then states, and then we were like shocked when we made it to nationals, because it's just like you don't really prepare for that.
So I think you're the only one that went to nationals. Was that the thing in Florida?
Yes, this was in Florida.
All right, tell me about that. What was it like? It
was a lot of fun. So it was me, my partner Sohan, and then I believe it was 8 or 9 seniors that were also competing. Some of them did like papers, and some did role plays like us, which is like the main. So yeah, we were there for 5 days. We got to go to Universal, Disney World, and then the competitions. So there was a big meeting the first day, and then people were competing the second and third day, depending on what their category was. But basically, you compete for like 45 minutes to an hour, and then you just get free time the rest of the time to just have fun at the hotel, go places nearby if you want to, and then if you do good in your like first competition, that's when you go to the second. So if you don't make it to the second round, it sucks, but you also just get more free time in Florida, so it's a lot of fun.
What are some of the topics or roles that you learn about? I think there's some disciplines, right? Andrew, what are they? Can you tell me, like, is it marketing? What is it?
The topics of DECA, so it's, when you say business, you generally think like management or just money management. So the DECA categories range from management to sports marketing, to hospitality and tourism. There's finance. I know Vedant and his partner did finance.
Okay.
I did marketing.
Yep. What did you do, Myra?
I did marketing.
Okay.
So 2 marketing, 2 finance, and a lot of other people did individual other categories. So the way DECA is run is you have these categories, and then there's solos, duos, or there's papers. So duos and solos generally have the same amount of categories, and then papers, same thing, it's just differently formatted.
Okay, so knowing this, how has DECA changed the way you look at maybe current events outside of school?
I mean, I don't know if I'm speaking for myself here, but
I'll talk for yourself.
I see some like news stories about different businesses and what they're doing, and like I see what's happening in the world with like the economy. I mean, it's been up and down the past few years, definitely. But I understand it a lot more after doing DECA. And like for my role plays, my topic was finance. So doing going into the role plays, I didn't really know much about finance, but I feel like doing the role plays taught me a lot about how finance works and how businesses look at it and how it runs the economy. And then after competing last year, I feel like I understand just the world, like what is happening in the economy a lot better.
You're both nodding. Myra, how has that changed the way you look at current events?
So my first year I did marketing and my second year I did management. And my mom works in management, so I remember after coming back from States, I walked into her study and I was talking to her about it, and I was telling her about my role play and what was on the topics, because I had 2 role plays. And one of them was actually like really close to what she does as a job.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was like the biggest thing that I noticed that we were so similar in.
Andrew?
So I did marketing, and it made me realize, like, when you're sitting there, you're watching TV, like you're in the middle of a sports game,
Sure.
you see ads, you see it's like, ugh, just another ad. But after you're taking DECA and like taking marketing, you realize, like, you try and seek out what makes it a good ad. Like, was it a good ad? Was it not a good ad? What made it pop out to you? Because the way I see it, like, a key thing in marketing is, like, it's visually appealing. What's going to be more visually appealing? What's going to be mass appealing? And, when you see ads, you think, was that mass appealing or was that visually appealing?
So you get a better perspective, and you can analyze and maybe critically think more about what the media is throwing at you every day. And so it sounds like DECA has a lot to offer for a high school student.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So what are your plans for the school year? What kind of ideas and plans what are your goals for the club? You're the president.
Yeah,
Let's start with you. We'll go right down.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
So honestly, our main goal coming in from last year was just expanding the club, which we have done. I mean, we more than doubled the amount of people in our club, which is amazing. So honestly, now it's getting all these people together and trying to get more people to get to states and nationals than last year, because I feel like we had a decent size last year, but not a lot of people got to experience states and especially nationals. So I want more people to be able to experience that, and this year we're going to California, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So I want more people to be able to experience that and then tell their friends, so that next year we can hopefully be even bigger.
What are your goals for?
So my goals kind of align with Fadant's. So he wants more people to experience the fun. So my goals are to ensure that people get the right mentors and the right programs so that they can have the best chance of success. That's one of my goals. Another one of my goals is to continue expanding, but on a deeper level. So currently I have an internship down at the middle school, and I have plans to present to the 8th graders who will be up and coming freshmen about DECA, so that by the time they come up here, they understand what DECA is, and it's not a scramble for members. We get a general idea of who members will be.
That's very proactive of you. That's a great way to look at it. And you reach down into the 8th graders. I like that. So Myra, what would be your goals for the club?
Yes.
Or what do you see projects or something happening?
So my goals definitely align with these two's also. My role as a VP of DECA is community outreach. And a big part of DECA is also because we have so many new members this year, it also makes the overall cost that we pay very expensive. Every time we qualify for a new level, states and nationals, it's amazing, but at the same time, the prices keep going up higher and higher. Like, a big part of the pricing and how we're able to alleviate the costs is because we have such an amazing community around us. And so my job as community outreach is I really want to expand DECA and see whatever businesses can help DECA and lower the pricing, because it's something that we want to make accessible to everybody in the school.
So you might be looking for sponsors or fundraising. That's a okay. Wow, that's a big goal too. That's very big. Right. Well, I think we're going to hear a lot about DECA this year and years to come. Thank you so much for coming and talking about it, and I wish you guys all the success in the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Great.
Much appreciated.
For Heartbeat of Holliston, this is Chryso Lawless.